Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Whoniverse Locations, the channel that gives you the ultimate filming locations guide to all things Doctor Who. Now, as this is the first episode within this series, I thought there isn't a better filming location to start with than this one, and that is Westminster Bridge. For those that don't already know, this bridge is located in London, England's capital city, and besides Tower Bridge, Westminster Bridge is probably one of the most iconic and famous bridges within the city. It runs over the River Thames and connects Westminster with Lambeth. Within the Whoniverse, it is used exactly as it does in the real world, and has been used in Doctor Who multiple times throughout the show's history, which we are going to explore right now. So the first episode we are going to be covering is actually the first episode within the revival of Doctor Who back in 2005 with the episode Rose. This is the location where the Doctor and Rose make their way across the bridge towards the London Eye where the Nestine's lair is located. For this scene they actually took many takes of the pair running across the bridge, as the director specifically wanted some London buses to go by at the same time. However, that very rarely happened. But as you can see from the finished episode, in the end they did manage to accomplish it. The bridge is also the location for where they filmed shots of the London Eye transmitting its activation signal that brought the Autons to life. Moving on to the next episode to be filmed here is the Slovene two-parter Aliens of London and World War III. This is where the news report takes place in regards to the spaceship that had crash landed into the Thames, whilst also showing shots looking up at the damaged Big Ben, all taken from the western side of the bridge. Next, we are looking at Series 7's Bells of St. John. This is where the Doctor and Clara are on their motorcycle heading across from Lambeth to Westminster. Firstly, the motorcycle was operated freely by stunt doubles to achieve the shot heading towards Big Ben. And then, Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman took over the following day to capture their dialogue on the bike, whilst being attached and driven around with a tracking vehicle, which holds the camera and a select number of crew. Now, before we move on to the most iconic scenes filmed here on Westminster Bridge, let's take a quick look at some other episodes that briefly feature this location. Going way back into the classic era of Doctor Who, we see Westminster Bridge in 1969's The Seeds of Death, where the Doctor, Jamie and Zoe watch a promotional film about the T-Mat cubicle with one being found on the bridge. In 1973's Invasion of the Dinosaurs, there is a short clip showing the bridge to be deserted. Then, in Terror of the Zygons from 1975, there's a shot from the bridge showing the Houses of Parliament, which then pans down to the Thames, showing the Scarisson pass by. The Christmas Invasion then saw the Cigarak spaceship arrive above the Houses of Parliament. This shot also showed that repairs were being made to Big Ben after the Slovene spaceship crashed into it from the previous series. And then just over 6 months later, in Series 2's penultimate episode, Army of Ghosts, Westminster Bridge was used once again with the appearance of the ghosts, which were later to be revealed as the Cybermen. The most recent appearance of the bridge, though filmed from the embankment, was in the church on Ruby Road, helping to set the scene of London where the episode takes place. Now, Westminster Bridge does play a part in Series 8's Deep Breath, where the Doctor, Clara and the Paternoster gang witnessed the destruction of the dinosaur in the Thames. However, this was entirely filmed back in their Cardiff-based studios, but details should match to this location. It's now time to move on to the final episode of today's video to feature in this location, and as I've already said, is probably its most iconic. If you've not guessed already, I'm talking about 1964's The Dalek Invasion of Earth. Back in the day, this was one of the very first major filming shoots to take place on location, to the point where it was deemed vital that this scene was recreated for the docudrama An Adventure in Time and Space, which explored the creation of the show and the first few years of William Hartnell as the Doctor. It became famously known for its shots of the Daleks making their way across from Westminster. For the actual episode, the bridge doesn't appear a great deal, and only for Barbara, Tyler and Dortmund making their way across the bridge, as most of the scenes took place along the embankment, but in the docudrama they made the most out of the location with the iconic Dalek scenes being recreated. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with the latest release. Also, if you've visited this location before, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Anyways, that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, goodbye!